start. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame bante buri panya tathagata kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame dhamma sanditika akalika kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame sangha supatipanna anuttara sadhu sa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tisarana gamanang paripunang panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adina dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musawada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majjapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Vikala bhojana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Nacha Gita Vadita Visuka Dasana Malaganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanatthana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Uchasayana Mahasayana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. idang me silang maga pala nyanasa pachayo hotu appamadena sampadeta sa sa. All right. Let's start with a guided on the 32 parts of the body. Now relax. Learn to relax the body. Relax by letting go of all the fatigue, tension, tiredness. Let go of all the thoughts and planning, keeping the mind calm, peaceful, alert. From top of the head, we relax. Relax the forehead, relax the face, neck and shoulders. Relax the arms, chest. Relax the stomach area, spine, the back, buttocks, down to the thighs, knees, calves, ankles, soles, toes. So relax the whole body, keeping the mind open, calm, and peaceful. Head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. 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 Now let us start with the head hair. Head hair, head hair, head hair. Again, we imagine the location of the hair on top of the head, on the crown of the head. The shape, size, its color, thin, perhaps long or short. Can be straight, can be curly, can be black or brown or whitish, gray. Its natural color. Head hair, head hair, head hair. Head hair, head hair, head hair. So imagine the location, its size, its pattern, its color. Then imagine or recall when the head hair, for example, is on our soup, on our food, and all the beauty of this head hair is no more there. In fact, it is ugly, it's not beautiful, it's not something to be attached to. Imagine the head hairs on our food, our soup. Then it became repulsive, foul, unpleasant. Then here is not for us to attach to the head hair. And let us recall again. Let us recall our head hair is on the drainage of the toilet or the bathroom. And all this head hair we have to pick up. Imagine that those head hair is on our fingers right now. Then this head hair is no more beautiful. Not for us to attach to, not for us to see beauty in it. It is repulsive, it is foul. Head hair, head hair, head hair. We keep the mind steady, balanced, without going into aversion or attachment, just right in the center, mindful. And we go to the next one, body hair. Body hair, body hair, body hair, body hair, body hair, body hair. Now its location of the body hair, this bottom of the head hair, all the way down from the face, all the way down to the toes. So all within is called the body hair. Its color is shape, the length, maybe long or short, maybe straight or curly, maybe tiny, or maybe it's rough. Maybe it's dark, black, brownish, whitish, gray. Imagine all the head hair of this body. Now imagine all this head hair. If you leave it naturally without washing the body, it will change. It will become smelly due to sweat, due to the oil of the body. It will attract germs. It will attract all kinds of bacteria. Then it becomes smelly. then it's no more beautiful, no more pleasant. It's not for us to attach to it, not for us to hold on to its beauty. Begin to see that the nature of this body hair, they are foul, they are repulsive. Let us recall when we shave or when we pull out some body hair, then all this nature of this body hair, when it's removed from the body, then they are no more beautiful, no more pleasant. They're ugly. They're not for us to hold on attach to. Body hair, body hair, body hair. Body hair, body hair, body hair. Head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. Head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. Head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. So let go of the reflection. Bring the mindfulness back again to the body. Feel the rise and fall of the abdomen. Feel the sitting down. Feel the sitting posture right here, right now. Then we can slowly open our eyes. All right. All right. So yesterday we talked about the anger and said that there are various ways that we can reduce the anger or overcome the anger. Not just in the way of vipassana, but other skillful ways in our everyday life or even in a retreat. It helps us to sort of at least to cool down the mind. Okay. Now, tonight we go to the next one. We go to this another type of agitation, which is the skeptical doubt or the self-doubt. Here is another form of mental agitation that sometimes it disturbs some yogis. And all these hindrances, one time or another, it will be strong. Sometimes your anger is strong, sometimes Sometimes not so strong, but sometimes your skeptical doubt may be strong. Sometimes your desire may be strong. Uh, uh, Sometimes they all come like 3 or 4 together. Uh, So we have to deal with them. So one of the biggest problem for yogis to give up on meditation is this skeptical doubt. Totally give up on meditation. And this skeptical doubt can come in from various factors. Uh, uh, it can come from various factors. One factor is you don't progress enough. Then when you don't progress enough, it takes you a long time, still no progress. This is usually the main thing that the yogi give up. Usually, the main thing that the yogi give up. Progress not enough. When the progress not enough, then it arises a lot of skeptical doubt or self-doubt, whether I'm doing it right or whether I'm doing it wrong. Then with that, the mind will begin to become very uncertain. It takes various sides. It takes various sides means that when you go out from the retreat, you begin to think of other form of development of the mind. Not to say that you are wrong, but you already feel like there's no hope in vipassana. And then you sort of like looking for more easier ones, more or you think that it's more suitable ones. Then you find all kinds of various form of meditation, even with the name of vipassana or without vipassana. So one of the main thing that yogis give up on this type of meditation is because of lack of progress. And all the over and over the years, I've seen many yogis drop off. I've seen many yogis. Not to say I don't teach them, but I know that there are vipassana yogis from here, from Burma. They went to Burma. They went to various vipassana centers, Then they totally give up. And some of them even like give up already. And then because of their doubt, they even condemn also that whatever that we are doing is all wrong. It's finally basically it's lack of progress. And lack of progress, that is where a lot of things we have to address. Like for example, where is the lack of progress? Is it that their skills not enough? They do not know how to do proper walking, proper sitting. They come to a retreat, not enough time. Maybe they come just for 3 or 4 days. Or is it that because they have a lot of pain, they cannot take it, also give up? Or is it like their restless mind is so much? After meditating, still a lot of thinking, cannot calm down, also give up. Yeah. Then, what else? Sometimes when you're out there, you listen to all kinds of friends or talks and so on. Then you begin to explore different areas. It's not to say that it's not to say this one is bad, but once you explore and then you're attached to a certain way of meditating, which is less pain, not much pain, much easier. You don't have to walk, sit throughout the whole day. You know, then after that, you forget about this type of more difficult practice. Yeah. Uh, so some of the things are like this. Some of the things are like that. And this is one area. This is one area. Let's just come back to again to define what is doubt. Yeah? This type of doubt is doubt on the skeptical doubt on a spiritual doubt, not just any form of doubt, not the worldly type of doubt. This type of doubt, it prevents you from getting out of this cycle of birth and rebirth. All right? It prevents you from getting out cycle of birth and rebirth. In other words, it prevents you from seeing nibbana or the truth. This is not like this kind of skeptical doubt is not like the worldly doubt. The worldly doubt is like whether how the sun rises from the east sky, whether some people the doubt whether the earth is round or the earth is flat now, not this type of doubt, not the type of like scientific doubt that you may have, whether you take this or vitamin A la, what happened and all that, you doubt here, doubt there. That one is all worldly doubt. All right, that does not prevent you from nibbana. No, that one doesn't prevent you from nibbana. You do not know, like, for example, like, let's say, 35 times 92. Right at your fingertips, you cannot go through. Then you doubt whether is my answer right or wrong, right or wrong, right or wrong. This is a worldly type of doubt. So this is not connected under skeptical doubt in the sense of the five hindrances. So the nature of these five hindrances, the skeptical doubt within the five hindrances, it prevents you from spiritual progress. It prevents you from spiritual progress. In other words, it prevents you from your development in vipassana or development in samatha. And finally, of course, it prevents you from seeing the truth, nibbana. So this is the type of doubt. So here they categorize it into four types of doubt. There will be doubt of the Buddha, doubt of the Dhamma, doubt of the Sangha, and doubt of the Sikha. The Sikha here means the training. And what other training? And here there will be three trainings. Trainings of Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. Sila, Samadhi, Panya. Right? So, although there are a big area of this type of area that we can talk about, then what we're going to do, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to touch more on the Vipassana part. Where yogis have more or less like, you don't doubt on the on the Buddha perhaps, but you may have a lot of doubt about yourself, or whether you can able to do it or not, whether this is right or not, whether is that one right or not. So we are more focusing on this area. But nevertheless, I will talk a little bit on also on the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, things like that. All right. Now, let's see. In the practice, when you come into this Vipassana practice, in the beginning of the development of these Vipassana practices, when you have when when you begin to start meditation, this meditation, there will be a lot of type of skeptical doubt also. Whether this meditation is right for me or not, whether this meditation is suitable or not, and sometimes even people says that whether this meditation is it according to the teachings of the Buddha or not. A lot of all this type of doubt, especially in the beginning of the meditation time, or even you as a Buddhist devotee. Yeah? Uh, so what we see also, what we normally see as the yogi begin to progress further and further, this type of skeptical doubt begin to less and less and less and less and less. Not to say that zero, but it become less and less and less and less. Which is because of the development that they are going through. The Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha thing. Let's say skeptical doubt on the Sangha. Let's say it sometimes the skeptical doubt arises on the Sangha because right now you're still like when you go to places, you are dealing with Sangha members. You're dealing with Sangha members, or you are part of a society where they have Sangha members. Okay? Now, in the Sangha members, of course, they are still human. They are not perfect. And as humans, they still have greed, hatred, delusion. Okay? They still have greed, hatred, delusion. But sometimes Buddhist devotees may think that every Sangha member is Arahant, Well, some people do, maybe perhaps not, but there's some really think that all Sangha members are like God. Yeah. In fact, that there are certain cultures, they when you are young and as you are as a lay person, you sort of like treat the monks or the Sangha members as like they are always on the pedestal like that. They're always on the very high side. One day, I was somewhere. I did something, a mistake, and then I was knocking something down, and then I mentioned, I said, I'm sorry, I apologize. I didn't realize that. Then devotee say, Bante, as monk, you cannot say sorry one. Monk is always right, cannot say sorry. certain culture. So sometimes they treat the monks in that way. Now the thing is that when you put your personal attachment or your personal interest sometimes on specific monk rather than the Sangha, then whenever that's happening to that specific monk or nun, then you're going to have a lot of heartache, a lot of aversion, and a lot of this. I've seen in the past that when monks or nuns disrobe, when certain monks or nuns disrobe, some people, some Buddhist devotees get either so angry or so sad. Become so angry or so sad. So angry sometimes they even like scold the ex-monk. After disrobe, they scold the ex-monk. Then finally, because of again here is the whole mental investment rather than on the Sangha, but now is on a personality. That means the monk or the nun itself. So when the monk are disrobed, they get up and so like that, so much anger. Then on the other side is that when the monk disrobe, then they get so sad about it and so on. Yeah? So sometimes they get monks disrobe and so on. Then not only they get sad or they get anger, then later part they also get a lot of skeptical doubt about the sangha, the monks. They say, "Kalau po yang one na, like that one na, no, no, no quality and so on and so forth, Then they doubt about the sangha members. They just because of their personalized, they narrow down their qualities, and then when the monks or nun doesn't live up to their expectation, they doubt the monk. Then after that, with the doubt there, they expand it to the whole sangha. Then the quality of the mind, become doubtful, it become doubtful. So sometimes with this type of people, they give up. They gave up on meditation, they gave up on training, they even gave up on the Dhamma itself. They even gave up on the Dhamma too. So that it's it's they're placing their priorities at the wrong part. So when we place our priority, place our virtue. We place our faith. We place our faith onto the qualities of the sangha, the qualities of the Dhamma, the qualities of uh, the Buddha. Now, sometimes, for example, like in the Dhamma also. For example, you begin to learn the Dhamma. In this world, there are many sources of Dhamma. And some of you, perhaps, you understood Theravada Dhamma. Some of you also understood Mahayana type of Dhamma. Some of you also understood Tibetan Dhamma. Some of you also understood modern Dhamma, whatever that is. Because nowadays, there are different forms of so-called Dhamma arises. And then sometimes with this type of many types of Dhamma, you really do not know which one to follow. Who's right? Who's wrong? Who's correct? Or is it all correct? Or is it all wrong? Which one is correct? Which one is wrong? Then you begin to doubt. So many type of Dhamma. Which one should I follow? This is usually in the beginning of especially as a Buddhist devotees, when you begin to as a Buddhism, not even coming into training yet, then this type of things can happen. They are very doubtful of where the whole Dhamma is supposed to be correct. And sometimes people doubt about the Buddha also. During in the Buddha's time, of course, you can go face to face with the Buddha. The Buddha can deliver the Dhamma for you, but you still no. Yeah, they still this one. Yeah. The Buddha says, if you do not see the Dhamma, you don't see him. You see the Dhammapada. Not exactly the right word. If you don't see the Dhamma, you don't see the Buddha. Not in the sense of physical, but truly in the sense of the Buddha's quality. The Buddha's quality you can only truly understand if you only truly understand the Dhamma. If you're able to truly understand the Dhamma, is that you must have faith in the Sangha, in the noble people. Then you must have faith in this one. That means you must have faith also in the training of the Sila, Samadhi, Panya. Then only you truly understood the true nature of the Buddha. So this is usually we have this type of skeptical doubt in the world. In the world, we have this type of skeptical doubt a lot because we do not know where to place our faith, where to place our confidence. or we place the confidence wrongly. We place the confidence wrongly. So we do not know where to put our faith, our saddha here. Confidence of saddha and skeptical doubt, they are opposite of each other. Just like metta and anger, they are completely opposite of each other. Wisdom and delusion, they are completely opposite of each other. So in other words, you must have some faith, some degree of faith as you want to develop in this form of meditation. And faith comes through the progress. If you just sit down, you don't do anything, the deeper aspect of faith doesn't come in. Yeah. Now, you see, when we do this meditation, this form of meditation, the vipassana meditation, a lot of skeptical doubt sometimes arises through our thinking, through a lot of our thinking. And it will disguise itself as rationalizing or intelligent thinking. And that is hard to see. That is a kind of a skeptical doubt. Now, before we look into this a little bit more, the nature of skeptical doubt now is that when questions arises in you, like you do not know something, you do not know some aspect of things. Skeptical doubt is like it makes the mind agitated and it makes the mind very narrow. It makes the mind very narrow. And sometimes when it become very narrow, although there's a lot of question marks there, but the mind is not seeking for the answer. It doesn't want to seek for answer. It just want to just go round and round and round and round and round and round with all kinds of thoughts. And there's no answer for it. The mind becomes narrow. So it's a lot of agitation there. But of course, you must differentiate with intelligent questioning or wise questioning. Because a lot of times we may not know certain things. So the Buddha also encouraged us to question. Encourage us to question. Now, here the questioning here is that when you question, you apply certain degree of wisdom. Your questioning is that you're open to allow for answers to come in. All right? You allow for answers to come in. And then here, when you allow for the answers to come in, then there's certain degree of wisdom arises. There's certain degree of wisdom around, oh, that is the way, that is how the way to do it. That we should not do this way, we should do this way and this way or that way. Perhaps like you do not know about aspect of karma, let's say, then somebody explained to you how perhaps what is cause, what is effect, and how the resultant of karma arises in what level. They explain it accordance to the Dhamma. So with that, you are open, then you kind of like, you understood what is being said. You felt happy about it. But skeptical doubt now is like, although your questioning is there, but you do not want to seek answer. It's like what is karma? But then your face is like, What is karma? That means you don't really like whoever is going to give you the answer, but because your mind is already closed already, somewhat another, you already doubt that whether the karma exists or don't exist also. Whether the karma actually is a force or is it not a force of nature. The mind is already closed. It already wobble inside there. It's like a facade that is, the question is the front only, but the behind is a big wall one. So it's not allowing for answers to come in. Yeah? So that is a difference. So therefore, as a Buddhism, we want to develop certain degree of understanding. So we question certain things that you do not understand. Uh, uh, but there are times also, there will be questions and nobody can answer you. And there are certain times perhaps you may not meet with a teacher, or you may not able to meet with your friends, or you may not have access to certain things of certain information. Uh, uh, now, 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 anything you do not know, you just type to Sayadaw Google, Ajan Google. Anything, you just type there, Google search, everything they give you. But it's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as that. Yeah, a number of things they can tell you. A number of things can tell you, but a lot of things they still cannot tell you, because a lot of things is much more personalized. Yeah? So your way of to develop the area of wisdom, especially when you are not in retreat yet. Let's say we are out there and you want to question certain things, fine, it's okay, but make sure that your mind is open for answers. Some people, when you give certain answers, they are not thinking about your answer. They already form questions already. You give answer again, they already form questions already. They don't even want to consider your answer. So they just question and 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 question. So with this type of people, they don't really like a proper understanding of what is going through. So there are devotees like that. There are people like that. They thought that they are they are intelligent enough. They think that they know a lot of things, so they are not willing to listen from another perspective, and yet they ask the questions also. you know they already form their own view already, very strong view, although they ask a question, but they do not want to see from another side of it. Whatever you give them, they doubt about it. So these are some of the things where all this type of doubt arises. And and when it comes to the meditation partner, then this type of doubt, it comes in as like you begin to question your own observation. You begin to question your own observation. That can be quite dangerous. That can be quite dangerous. All of us do that. All of us do that. We question, why is it like that? Why is it like that? Why is it like that? Why is it not like that? Yesterday was like that. How come today not like that? We question it a lot of times. We question it a lot of times. Now, you see, we talk about in the past, some time back, I talk about development of wisdom. Development of wisdom has 3 levels. Okay, the first level of wisdom is the level where you listen or you read During the Buddha's time, is only listening, and you listen to the right Dhamma. That means you listen to the truth. And here the truth, when you listen to the truth here must be parallel to the reality. Okay? Must be together with the reality. That means when you listen about karma, let's say, karma actually happens in reality. So when you listen to this type of karma, the understanding of karma, the theory of karma, then it goes parallel with the reality. Okay? Or you listen to about uh, 5 precepts. Again, it's like cause and effect. If you break these precepts, if you break this, if you kill, there are consequences. So this type is going parallel with the reality. Okay, so what you listen, not everything you listen falls under wisdom. Yeah? Even you go and again here, if you go and read your biology, chemistry, you read about the stars and so on. You are smart in that area, super genius in that area, but you can be still lack of wisdom. You can have a lot of worldly intelligence, but you may lacking of a lot of wisdom. That is two different things. That's why if you do not have that wisdom, proper wisdom, it is where a person with a lot of intelligence can still do a lot of killing. Person with a lot of intelligence can still do a lot of uh, maybe swindling and so on and so forth. They are very, I mean, worldly. They are very intelligent, very smart people. Uh, but the world people, they praise this type of intelligence. They praise this type of intelligence. They don't look at that area of wisdom, which is actually much more noble and much more wholesome, on the wholesome side. Uh, And usually, because of that intelligence, because we don't see the nature of wisdom, then usually that's where the parents, they want their children to be super smart, but they forget to instill them some degree of wisdom. So that's why sometimes when they grow up, there's very smart people, but lacking of virtue, lacking of morality, lacking of wisdom, and they do all kinds of wrong things. Yeah? So because they value actually certain things too much. I'm not saying that this type of intelligence is bad. I'm saying that this type of intelligence, if you use it wrongly, then it's bad. If this type of intelligence you have combination with morality, with wisdom, then it'll be very wonderful. You'll be happier. At least you have a. I know you can go through your worldly lifestyle, whatever career that you have. You still need all this worldly intelligence. Yeah? But your happiness very much also depending on your virtue, morality, wisdom, and so on. So the first level of this wisdom is the one that you hear or you listen or read that is parallel according to the truth. But then you'll be doubtful again. What is the truth? Is it this is the truth or is it that is the truth? You also again mong cha cha there, Uh, still at least perhaps if you get the right one, then it is part of wisdom. Okay. Now the second type of wisdom is the wisdom that comes from reflection, right? Come from pondering. Now here after you listen to the karma or morality, then you bring it up and you think about it. You think about it accordance to their morality and so on. Or you think about, for example, dukkha, old age, sickness, birth, death, rebirth. You consider it, you think about it, yeah lah, true lah. Now you see now also getting old already right now. Death is coming. So you reflect about these type of things. Then you reflect or you ponder rightly accordance to the truth. You reflect about impermanence. You reflect about non-self. Then you reflect in a way correctly. But sometimes, although we reflect, sometimes that type of reflection, it can sometimes go sideways also. Yeah? There are people like, for example, in the scholars, Buddhist scholars, they write a lot of uh, papers, like a research paper, They write a lot of research paper on many things. And sometimes they research. Then they can research until from non-self to become self. From non-self to become self. There cannot be non-self. There must always be a self. There always something must be permanent. That cannot be like that. So they research until they ponder until their whole mind entangled inside there. So it gets a lot of entanglement inside. The third type of wisdom is the wisdom that arises through bhavana, right? Bhavana here means mental development. And the mental development, there are two types of mental development. One is the samatha development, and the other one is vipassana development. Samatha development, it gives rise to jhana. And jhana will give rise to rebirth in the Brahma planes of existence. Whereas development of vipassana, it gives rise or realization of nibbana. And then this one will cut off the cycle of birth and rebirth. Okay? Now, the third type of wisdom is hard to comprehend because the third type of wisdom, whether vipassana or samatha type of wisdom, is hard to comprehend because it does not involve thinking. The moment you start thinking, it's already going back to the second wisdom. All right? It's already go back to second wisdom. But the problem with us is that we do not know how to live without thinking. Everything in our life is about thinking. It's about thinking we rationalize, we, we, we recall, we project, we plan, we memories, and so on, All this type of thinking is part of us. And we ask us to just give up on thinking. It's not so easy. So a lot of times, what happened is that you tell the yogi, hey, pay attention to rising and falling. But they pay a bit, but on top of it is the commentary. The mind will start talking, thinking, commentary. Why is it that it's so long? How come it's so short? So on top of talking. And many times, this type of talking, you talk long enough, you comment long enough on your object. This is where it's going to change into restlessness, or it's going to change into skeptical doubt or self-doubt. Yeah. And a lot of times, I have to deal with yogis is dealing with this type of things when it comes to the skeptical doubt. That the yogi overthink. Actually, when you say you're overthink, if you're the standard is you cannot compare to your outside, because you outside when you thinking, you're thinking that much, Although over here your thinking is that little already, to me it's overthinking already. All you need to do is just stop that little thinking and just pay attention to the object. Then all the skeptical doubt disappear. But can we let go? You see the cause for skeptical doubt to arise is unwise attention. Ayoniso manasikara. It's the same thing that what we talk about in sensual desire and also in ill will. Here, the word is ayoniso manasikara. When you talk about ayoniso manasikara, that means you are not mindful of your object. When it comes in terms of vipassana, whenever you hear careless attention, or the Pali is unwise, or another translation, unwise attention, then when it comes to the word ayoniso manasikara, when it comes with vipassana, it only means that you are not noting at that juncture. So you are not noting, skeptical doubt arises. No? Or if you're not noting, sensual desire arises. You are not noting, anger arises, ill will arises, jealousy arises, this arises, that arises, all kinds of unwholesomeness arises. So other words, for yogi, when you pay attention to your objects, when you pay attention to your object, what you need is to shut the mind up. Keep all your commentary, keep all your thinking aside. How is it like? And all kinds of thinking about the object, you put it all aside and just pay attention. Just pay attention to the object. If there is thinking involved, it's involved the labeling only. Because the labeling itself, it's a kind of thinking, but this type of labeling, it directs the mind, which is good. It doesn't go into other types of other forms of thinking. But again, sometimes for some people, too pandai one, they also question, this one is rising, falling. No. This one, no. They are very particular about their words one, They will watch the pain. Is this heart pain or is this pulling pain? Or is this just a bit of twisting pain? Let me get my vocabulary right first. Let me think first. Wait. Let me think. Then they get the vocabulary right. Then only after that they start to think, hey, not right. That word is not the right word. you see, again, they fall into a lot of all this small little thinking. The small little thinking. Another type of your yogi begins to doubtful about how they observe object is when the object begins to run a bit more faster. The object run a bit more faster. Now here also sometimes the doubt also arises. They watch rising and falling. Initially, when they start to practice, let's say they can able to follow rising and falling. They follow rising, falling, rising, falling. Then after that, the mind gets better. Then the object starts to like moving here a little bit, then rising and falling. Moving there a little bit, then rising and falling. Moving to the buttock a little bit, then rising and falling. Thinking, rising and falling. Then you feel not so happy about it now. You begin to doubt that, hey, am I noting it carefully or am I not noting it carefully? Am I seeing it properly or I'm not seeing it properly? Am I mindful or not? I thought that vipassana is supposed to take up one object only. And then here that multiple objects are coming in. Then it starts to doubt about one's own practice already. How come we can so many objects? Or sometimes even like when you're not the rising and falling, here the pain also come together, here the itchiness also come together, or 3 or 4 objects come together at one go. So when it happens, the mind starts to doubt. Can one man so many objects at one go? I thought the mind can only take one object at one time only. I read in the book, or I hear a lot of people say object our mind can pick up one object at one time only. Now I'm seeing 3 or 4 objects. Mana boleh like that? Something wrong already. They are doubt about what they are seeing. So why? Because they always go back to their thinking. You see what I mean? The moment you have that thinking coming in, you already doubt what you are actually seeing also, because you give more priority to your thinking rather than to your what you observe. Yeah. So you always kind of like, you sort of like trust your thinking. Whereas your thinking is the mirage. Your thinking is just, sometimes it's just a bias of the mind. The moment that the thinking comes in, it's already biased, it's already leaned to one side already. And that is dangerous. That is a lot of times yogi gets stuck there. What a yogi should do, again here, is just apply your noting mind back onto the object rather than you hold on to your thinking. Because you hold on to your thinking, you always go back to the second type of wisdom. Even the wisdom is right, but you always go back to that type of wisdom. And you, again, a lot of times we can attach or crave for this type of, this one. Then we pay attention. Then what you're supposed to do is that you have to just pay attention to whatever object, 3 or 4 objects come in one go. If it shows you that way, you have to see them as they really are, not see them or what you think it should be. When you think what it should be, that means you already have some degree of craving already. Small little craving, not in the sense of sensual desire, but it's a sense of attachment, certain degree of attachment to something that is supposed to happen in this way. Yeah? So this can be quite problematic for some yogis. Now, if this type of problems arises, or this type of doubt arises, when there is a teacher to guide you through, or when there's a friend, a more experienced yogi can able to guide you through. He can guide you through that. And he can guide you through that, then it will be well and good. If you nobody to guide you, this type of doubt will go stronger and stronger and stronger. Then you begin to doubt. Even what you see, the truth is right in front of you, you still doubt it because you hold on to what you think it's supposed to be. A lot of things when you go into vipassana, you never see it before in your life or in throughout your samsara. If you're throughout your samsara, you've seen it, you're already enlightened already. You don't have to come to this retreat. It's because you haven't seen it. And haven't seen the things that we haven't seen it, our mind is not so easy to get out of its comfort zone. It's like what it likes. So it doesn't want to come out. So your job is just to trust the mindfulness, pay attention to the mind, pay attention to the object, and truly see what is going on with the object. Then the third type of wisdom will start to grow. And it grows in the sense of insight knowledge, in sense of impermanence, in the sense of non-self, dukkha, and so on. Begin to let you see clearer and clearer. But if you go and start thinking again, then problem. Sometimes the object can be very chaotic. You meditate. It can be very chaotic. Chaotic in a sense like, they don't follow what you read in the books. They don't follow what you read in the books. You don't find it in the books. Yeah, you don't find it in the books because it's just too much things to this one. What you're going to experience a lot now that you have to keep your mind open. When there are certain things like objects become like chaotic. You do not understand theoretically. You do not understand what you are looking at. They say, is it mind? Is it is it body? What am I looking at? A lot of times, some yogis are. The problem is that they want to have a lot of theoretical understanding before they watch what is going on. They want to satisfy what is going on. They want to satisfy their this one before they look at what is before what is happening inside there, because they don't understand right now. In the beginning, perhaps, oh, you watch, what is that? Oh, I watch the rising and falling. Because your mind can identify it. Then, because your mind can identify it, you are cool with it. You're cool with it. Oh, this is pain. I can identify it. Oh, this is the knee pain here. Okay, I identify. Oh, I know the numb pain here. Pulling. You go from the thighs, from the hips there. You move from the thigh, you go to the knee there. Because your theory and the object can go together. Then come on. You feel good about it. Then, or some pressure here, it's at the neck there. Here, after that, this one, at the head here. So it's within your comfort zone, although it can be painful, but within your comfort zone of your rationality of your thinking. But sometimes, as you develop further, objects go changes and so on, moving up here and there. Now, you do not know what you are looking at already. You do not know what is right now, what is happening right now. All you know is that something is just changing very fast, but you still can note now. But the problem with a lot of yogis is that they want that understanding first before they want to look at it. So, other words, while they're paying at it, their mind is like, you want to see, don't want to see, I qua, mind qua, like that. You're not 100% there. You're not 100% looking at whatever that is going on, because you cannot satisfy that thinking. You cannot satisfy that craving. You cannot satisfy that the delight for information. So you got to be careful. A lot of things that is going to happen in your meditation that you're not going to see it for the first time or whatever. So this is another type of doubt. It's very much near to us. So what you should do, again here, trust your noting mind, trust your mindfulness. Forget about your thinking. You do not know what is going on. Put it aside. As long as the object is clear enough in front of you, you keep noting. Even you cannot understand what is going on. Understand? This part is difficult. I can tell you a lot of time, knock you, check at you also. Tomorrow you will do the same thing also. The desire for that information, it can be very strong. So make sure that as much as you can, next time if you don't understand what you're seeing, your mind is still alert, pay attention to it. Mind is still alert, just pay attention to it. Sometimes, just to give you a bigger picture, sometimes the objects that once you are paying attention to, it's like you do not know what is going on now, because sometimes the formations of things of all the objects, it's like it's a bigger painting, a bigger painting, and this time your noting mind is focused on a certain small area of the painting only. You don't see the whole big picture yet. It's kind of like seeing a small area. So no matter how you think about it, you have no idea what you're going on. So you got to trust again, you got to trust the mindfulness. So you trust the mindfulness sometimes as you develop, it shows you another part of a picture. That's it. Yeah, another part of it gave up on this one, it shows you another part. And this one is completely different. And yet when you pay attention to it, you do not know what is going on. Then after some time, it begins to show you more and more places. And then when you recall back, hey, the whole picture is already there. Then exactly you know what you are noting. Yeah. Something like that, I'm just giving you an idea what is going on. So a lot of times in the beginning, we do not realize that what we are looking at. Uh, Sometimes you don't even realize that non-self is right in front of you already. Cao Ga bin hao jing already, and you don't realize that this is just non-self. And we just doubt, what is it? How come like that one? How come I meditate? Suddenly I can go out from my body one. Is it out of body experience or not, Buddha? And they ask the Buddha on next day they remember they ask Bande, I got out of body experience. Wow. Do I die? Die that one. Yeah. Sometimes we question a lot of things. Again, here, sometimes it's just a perception of non-self as coming in. But we question it to such a way that we mask everything. Uh, so, so again, let me say again these things. When objects are running about things that you don't understand, if the object is clear, then just keep paying attention to it. Paying attention to it as best as you can. Okay? Uh, on the more beginner's level, sometimes doubt arises because sometimes we think that we are not doing enough, or we are doing wrongly, or we are doing this one. And of course, this type of doubt arises. If you go higher, this type of doubt doesn't arises. Now, in the beginning part, during the meditation, as you come in for like 2 weeks or 1 month retreat, not every day is going to be a good day. Right? Not every day is going to be a good day. Some days are very clear. Next day, you go down and hit the bottom. Well, then you got to pull up, and then you move. So the graph is like some days you go up, then it goes down, and then some days it's going to go 2 or 3 days down, and then only you start picking up again. Sometimes it's like that. So the problem is that when it's down, then if we start thinking, say lah, am I doing it right or wrong? How come after a day or two, still nothing one? Where's my rising and falling? Pain also none, this also none, that also none. A lot of thinking, am I doing it right or am I doing it wrong? So a lot of skeptical doubt will come in. So sometimes they'll come in like, should I leave the retreat? Maybe you should go back and do something else and so do something wholesome. A lot of your mind will start coming into this time, especially when the meditation is not going well. Especially when the meditation is going to challenge your patience. After sometimes this type of going down period is like 2-3 days. Uh, uh, Nothing. Come to next interview already, kecut already, don't know what to report already. But actually, interview is good because you always keep yourself, just keep on doing, at least got something to report now. When there's no interview, when you meditate alone, tomorrow no interview, just a little bit. So what you should do, when this type of doubt coming in, again here, you got to trust. You got to trust your noting again. You got to trust your noting. That means you got to rebuild your faith in this one. you're going to have a lot of skeptical doubt and what is going on. A lot of what is ever is going on. Once you put in the effort again, you train, you keep on walking, lifting, pushing, dropping, rising, falling, not clear, never mind, sleepy, never mind, but you keep training. You keep doing and doing and doing and doing. One of these days, when the mind it starts to, it gather its momentum, then it starts to pick up again. The moment it starts to pick up and things become clear, immediately the doubt disappear because the progress is there. Yeah? Uh, but this type of things, if a yogi goes into a number of retreats, they're going to see themselves up and down. But because of that, they have a previous experiences of that, then this type of doubt, not so much. It's usually in the beginner's part. So that's why in the beginner's part, yogis, I don't ask them to come for 3 days. 3 days, don't come. At least 10 days. Better 2 weeks, then at least you see that not every day progress is going to take place. Some days progress is going to down, then there'll be a lot of doubt. This is how you handle your doubt, how you handle your practice. Then once the progress builds up again, things become clear again, you overcome the doubt. Then that time confidence starts to build up. When it starts to build up again, then when you can able to do these things, when finally at the end of your retreat, it builds up certain confidence about the practice. At least when you go back next time, you know how to come back again. If you don't get progress in anything over here, this will be the last time I see you. All right. We'll continue this a little bit more on Thursday. All right. We'll stop here for tonight. All right. Share merits. Idang may bawanang Nibbanasa Pachayo Hotu. May my mental cultivation be a condition for the realization of Nibbana. Imang no Punya Bagang Sabba Satanang Dema. We share these merits with our departed ones, with all beings and all the devas. Sabbe Satta Sukhi Hontu Anumodantu. May all beings be happy. May they rejoice in these merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.